Welcome back to our program tonight. We begin with our summaries and some new developments concerning the financial sector cleanup we want to update you on. Plus, the British pound is recovering. Details next.
Customers of the collapsed 347 microfinance companies who could not submit their claims for their locked-up funds have been granted more time to do so by the receiver, Eric Nananipa. According to a notice issued by the receiver, the customers now have up to Friday, 27 September 2019 to submit their claims for validation. Minister for Lands and Mineral Resources, Kweku Asomah-Treme, has revealed that Ghana will soon stop exporting only raw minerals to other countries. Mr. Asomah-Treme reiterated that, through his ministry, the country has decided to refine its natural resources, such as gold and bauxite, before sending the finished product overseas. The Minister of Business Development, Dr. Mohamed Ibrahim Awal, has appealed to members of the Ghana Employers Associations and Ghanaians in general to refrain from fronting for foreign businesses to register and operate in the country. The practice, he said, allowed the foreign businesses to dominate important sectors of the economy, such as telecommunications, banking and finance, oil and gas and insurance, at the expense of indigenous ones. The pound has hit its highest level against the dollar amid hopes a no-deal Brexit can be avoided. Sterling jumped more than 1% on Friday to over $1.24 against the dollar, its highest level in 7 weeks. British Airways has started emailing passengers to cancel flights 2 weeks ahead of another strike by pilots. The industrial action on 27 September is expected to affect hundreds of flights and tens of thousands of passengers. The dispute is over a pay rise which pilots say is not high enough.
Well, you should be concerned if you've booked a flight with British Airways within the period of the strike. Let's move on to some business news from here in Ghana. Starting with this one, Principal Consultant of Mahogany Consult, AC Asante-Antwi, has charged business owners and SMEs to help bridge the communication gap between their firms and the public by adopting more professional public relations skills. She was speaking at the second edition of the PR 101 for SMEs and startups here in Accra. There's more in this report.
There is a saying that the entrepreneur's primary focus is to make money and sell products. Despite this, it is important that the entrepreneur acquaints himself with the rudiments guiding best communication practices and public relations. Against this backdrop, the Mahogany Consult, a public relations consultancy, held the second edition of the PR 101 workshop for SMEs and startups. The principal consultancy of Mahogany Consult, AC Asante-Antwi, stated that no business can thrive without good public relations management.
There are all these other various stakeholders who play a very critical role in the success of your business, and that their actions or inactions can derail the success of your business. You're concerned about your customer, but these people can actually prevent you from making a sale to that customer. And in this country, we've seen how sometimes even decisions of board members have disabled businesses and have derailed the ability to carry on. We've even seen how actions of employees who do not even understand their business, their brand, have derailed the business. And even sometimes the general public, you and I, who are in the larger space where the business operates, can sometimes even call for an action to be taken against your business. And so PR is advocating that as a business, you recognize all these various groups of people, including your customers, and find a way to engage them, keep the communication line open, and engage them in a way that will support your business.
Participants were taken through fundamentals of public relations. They shared their thoughts with Joy Business.
I was designing clothes, but I was not really paying attention to building my own brand. But after that workshop, I was encouraged to build my own brand, and 1 year on, I'm on my way to becoming a new brand, a household name, with the help of Mahogany Consult. I am very happy about that.
So how do you relate with your customers now, or your immediate stakeholders?
My customers now, I have a better relationship with them. I call, I check up, if it's birthdays, now constantly I am sending a gift or something.
We normally get our clients through recommendations and social media. So people, I one way or the other, I connect with people, and I have my own running consult as a client.
Fred Duhos report for Joy Business.
International oil company Tullow has handed over a new apron to the Ghana Air Force Base and commissioned a new Tullow Ghana office in Takoradi in the Western region, having operated in the region for over a decade. The milestone, according to the Chief Executive Officer of Tullow, Kweku Awoche, will support and enhance oil and gas business in the country.
In 2007, Tullow and its Jubilee partners used the Air Force Base and shared the commercial airport terminal and apron with other oil and gas operators as well as commercial fixed-wing operators. Based on stakeholders' engagements and projected passenger expansion, Tullow and the partners committed to constructing a new apron for the Air Force Base. As a result of numerous companies now supporting the oil and gas activities, the Takoradi Airport has become the center of ongoing petrochemical developments since the discovery of oil in 2007. At the handing over ceremony, CEO of Tullow Ghana, Kweku Awoche, was upbeat the latest developments will enhance activities in the region.
Over time, we realized that there was going to be a lot of congestion, and in fact, it would also be a good idea for us to even resurface and refurbish some of these areas because from a safety point of view, they needed to be upgraded. So over the last really 2 years, we've had a two-phase approach where the first thing we did was refurbish what we call the apron, which is what you see out in front. The helicopters land there, the fixed wing comes in and lands there to make it safety up to the highest safety standards so that when they come and they go offshore, there are no problems there. But what it also does, it means that now that we've handed over to the Ghana Air Force, it is theirs.
Minister for Aviation Joseph Kofi Anda noted the aviation sector will continue to pursue relevant infrastructure projects to enhance growth in the air transport.
Tullow has shown the way on that. They've done it for us by putting together this apron, but there are many other things that we need to do. Now, I've heard what the Air Force representative said here, the partnership to help with monitoring the seas and ensuring that they can do some rescue and recovery. But there's something closer home, which they've been doing for a long time, servicing their own aircraft and leading the way in training technicians to service commercial aircraft. The ministry in this policy orientation is looking to develop the entire spectrum of aviation functions, from airline operations to ground handling to provision of technical services, as well as training of the capacity.
Deputy Western Regional Minister Gifty Eugenia Kusi says the construction of the apron attests to the quantum of travel in the region.
Today, we have a second commercial airline service, and this attests to the quantum of travel into the Western region. Individuals now visit the region daily for their engagements, while businesses take advantage of more opportunities.
The Takoradi Airport tarmac, also known as apron, required a 9 months construction on an area of 22,692 square meter wide, ranging excavation and rehabilitation of almost 5,000 meters square of adjoining link roads. In Athalia Kwanza, Joy Business, Western Region.
Well, still aviation related, we want to tell you next about this helicopter club named Heli Flying Club, which is the first of its kind in Ghana. It's based in Nsawam and will offer flying service to the public for fun or for learning purposes. Speaking at the presentation of the operating certificate, Director General of the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, Engineer Simon Alote, was optimistic the club will whip up excitement for more people to take up professions in aviation.
Ghana has seen only 2 flying clubs in the past. The first was set up in the mid-60s by the first president of the Republic at Afienya, and then a second, the Sankofa Flying Club, also in Afienya, in the 90s. However, both clubs could not stand the test of time. The new flying club, Heli Flying Club, based in Nsawam, will offer flying services to the public for fun or for learning purposes on board a helicopter. Speaking at the presentation of the certificate to the club, Director General for the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority noted this development would encourage more of the youth to take up professions in aviation.
We are particularly excited about the formation of this club, taking into account the shortage of aviation professionals within our industry, not just in Ghana, but I would say practically in the whole of Africa. So through the activities of the clubbers, people come to fly for leisure, for fun, for pleasure. We're bound to get some of them interested in developing career in the aviation industry. So overall, it serves a purpose beyond just leisure, but it will help develop the required capacity within our industry.
Co-founder of Heli Flying Club, Theo Aite Ajin, indicated the company has plans to make the club a helicopter flying school in the near future.
Main purpose is to provide a means for our members to fly at a reasonable cost in a non-commercial environment to foster a social space around the shared interest in aviation. Our aim is to provide the opportunity for young people who want to pursue a career in aviation to learn and practice whilst on board our Sanka AK helicopter. Our instructors will provide lectures before every flight. In the long term, we aspire to set up a helicopter flying school with designated certified engineers and examiners. This will help our fellow Ghanaians to train as pilots at a very competitive cost.
Minister for Aviation Kofi Adda urged more private investors to set up and also join the flying club.
This really demonstrates the appreciation of the private sector and the vision of the government to promote aviation as a driver of development. As I just stated earlier on, there's a lot more to gain from aviation than just flying from one point to another point. And what you've done is to take us beyond that experience, beyond buying a ticket and flying from one point to another, to show that you can actually take this as a hobby, to take this for leisure, as the Director General said. And by so doing, we'll be able to recognize all the benefits that will come out of aviation. And so I think this will really broaden the horizon of aviation to the rest of Ghanaians. So we now have better appreciation of aviation.
For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo reporting.
You're watching Business Live with me, Daryl Kwa. We want to update you on our top story tonight. The Bank of Ghana has warned that any staff caught in a questionable dealing will be dealt with severely. The governor of the central bank, Dr. Ernest Addison, gave the warning when he addressed members of the Ghana Bankers Association today. George Afe has more in this report.
The governor in his address noted that all these are aimed at restoring the needed confidence in the banking sector.
Developing a vibrant financial system capable of harnessing financial resources for the growth and development of our dear country.
He also announced that about 849 million Ghana cedis has been recovered so far by the receiver for the defunct banks.
Out of a total loan book of about 10.1 billion. These proceeds were realized through loan repayments by customers, placements that were repaid, proceeds from sale of vehicles, bonds, and other income from placements made, and the refund of commissions paid.
Central Bank Governor also gave the firm assurance that the recent cleanup of the banking sector was not politically motivated.
These reforms have rather sadly been misconstrued as being driven by some unseen hands to score political objectives. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to place on record that these difficult decisions taken by the Bank of Ghana were based on its technical assessments and judgments of the conditions facing the financial sector.
The match talked about Depositors Insurance Scheme would take off from October 1 this year, which the governor believes would entrench confidence in the banking sector.
Deposit insurance is one of the key pillars in securing financial sector stability. As amended, the Ghana Deposit Protection Act of 2016, Act 931, was enacted to protect small savers from losses incurred as a result of occurrences of an insured event, such as the revocation of a deposit-taking institution's license.
Governor also charged the bankers to ensure that the recent reforms reflect in their lending rate to customers. This, he believes, will go a long way to bring about the needed development and help stabilize the economy.
Now, Chief Executive of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, Yofi Grant, has said he believes nurturing young entrepreneurs is very essential to enhancing growth of the economy. Speaking at the GIPC's presentation to top 3 winners of a pitch from the 3rd edition of the Young Entrepreneurs Forum in Accra, he said innovative ideas churned out by young entrepreneurs in the healthcare and agribusiness sectors make the future promising for Ghana's economy.
At the Young Entrepreneurs Forum, CEO of the GIPC, Yofi Grant, hinted his outfit may consider a downward review of the minimum capital requirement for foreign investors. The Chief Executive, Yofi Grant, says reducing the current minimum capital requirement for foreign investors will help in attracting more investments into the country, which may eventually prompt some local businesses to grow the Ghanaian market.
Minimum capital balance that we require a problem for bringing another category of investors in the country. So, for example, recognizing that our economy is about 85% dominated by small and medium-sized enterprises, is there a possibility that we can amend the laws so that they can also find partners in that space? Because, as I keep saying, for us the important thing is to grow the economy and create jobs. And the best way to create jobs is to get more investment, build more companies, get more people jobs, and then the government can get its taxes. The more businesses you have, the more employees you can have.
He urged young entrepreneurs to take advantage of the several business opportunities presented.
We had a pitching session where 13 entrepreneurs pitched their businesses, and 3 came out the tops. And they were analyzed by a panel made out of experts in the finance, business operations, business analysis sector. And interestingly, 2 of the 3 are from the agro-processing sector, which is very encouraging, because it means that we haven't put agriculture at the backyard, etc., etc. One of them is in technology in healthcare, and a fantastic product of analysis and then sending the information to doctors.
Some of the young entrepreneurs shared their desire to expand their business to other African countries.
With this knowledge that we've acquired through the mentorship sessions, we are going to move on with what we are doing. We have registered in Liberia as well, but then we are not operating fully. But with this knowledge we've acquired, we are going to apply them.
It's also giving my startup an opportunity to link up to some investors, and then also giving me the exposure that I need to grow.
GIPC awarded 3 young entrepreneurs in healthcare and agribusiness. Alberta Bisiu's report for Joy Business.
Let's move on now. Tomato exports from Togo are said to have shrunk and affected prices of the commodity in Lome, the capital, and other parts of the country. This is because of the fact that Nigeria temporarily closed down its border with Benin as the country embarks on a clampdown on smuggling of rice and other commodities. Let's get in touch with freelance journalist in Togo, Kamal Tagba. He joins us with details via Skype. Thanks for your time tonight. So what exactly is happening where you are? Hi, Kamal, can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Hello?
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
All right,
you, please?
I just wanted a bit more of an understanding as to what is happening where you are.
Hello?
I don't think Kamal can hear us. Maybe we'd fix that and get back to him as and when we do, we'll have that conversation. Now, some aggrieved customers of Gold Coast Fund Management are accusing the Securities and Exchange Commission of checking its responsibility over the operations of the capital market institution. Now, according to the customers, the regulator approved a change of name for GN Brokerage to become Ticktree without ensuring that their funds are paid, a situation they describe as illegal. Here are some of the customers venting their spleen at a press conference in Accra.
We have petitioned SEC. We've been there twice, and their reception was really, really poor, as if we don't matter, as if we are not Ghanaians, okay? So we went to Gold Coast office to skeleton, two staff, employees over there, and we saw a long queue from inside the office to the outside, people filling forms. How many times have you filled forms? They said, some said I've filled 3, some said 4, but no response from those forms that they are filling, okay?
SEC, that is the regulatory body, we wrote to them, and they now told us that they are now investigating.
Look at that. Well, meanwhile, people have petitioned them a year ago.
How proactive are you as a regulator? You need to be proactive and then make sure that the right thing is done by the regulated institutions. But you failed.
What that simply means that there's no effective follow-up in Ghana. And this is very bad because measures should be put in place. Somebody who is dealing with customers illegally goes to change his name. They were saying that is illegal, but to me, it is illegal because I know I am dealing with Gold Coast Fund Management. Now it is Black Shell. Who do I go and take my money from?
But it's the same managers.
If it is the same manager, if you are running an organization, I'm coming. If you are running an organization and you want to make changes, don't you notify your customers? No, tell me. Don't you notify your customers? Your customers, don't you have the right to know? That is what makes it fishy. That's why we should draw the attention of the public. You change it because you have bad intention. That is it. No, logical reason. Reason it out. I'm your customer. You are changing something. Am I not due to be informed?
All right, those were customers of Gold Coast Fund Management unhappy with the change of name of GN Brokerage. I guess they fear that something of the sort may happen with the fund management as well. Well, that's it for Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching. My name is Darryl Kwam. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Enjoy your weekend.